48 hours. That's the deadline the federal government puts on itself. Tell your state you can't keep up with the heating bill and you're about to lose heat, and the law says some form of help has to reach you inside 2 days. And if there's a child or an elderly parent in the house and the heat is already off, that clock isn't 48 hours, it's 18. There's an entire program built on that promise, and most families who qualify for it never once pick up the phone.
I'm Erica, and look at the name first, because it hides how big this is. It's called LIHEAP, the Low-Income Home Energy Assistance Program. It's real federal money that helps pay your energy bill. Not a loan you pay back, a grant.
And here's the part that should keep you watching. There's a way this program can pay you twice in a single winter, and almost nobody who qualifies ever claims the second check.
Hey, it's Kai. Here's the shape of it. It pays your heating bill. It pays your cooling bill. And in a crisis, a shut-off notice, an empty fuel tank, it jumps you to the front of the line.
This is Kim, and that cooling half is the one everybody forgets. People hear energy help and picture a furnace in January. But summer is the quiet killer. Think of it like this. In an average year, extreme heat kills more Americans than any other weather. Picture a summer in a place like Phoenix, Arizona. LIHEAP paying that August electric bill isn't about comfort. It's whether the air conditioner stays on.
Wait, so it pays to keep the AC running, not just the furnace?
Both. Same program, 2 seasons. And that's where the 48-hour promise Leo opened with lives. If you're facing a shutoff, LIHEAP has a crisis track, and the law forces it to move in 2 days, 18 hours when a life is on the line.
Here's the part that should bother you. This is a capped pool of money. Congress funds a fixed amount each year, states hand it out, and it's over when it's over. Which means a family that waits is competing with everyone who moved first.
Kay, the comments keep asking one version of this over and over. Put it to us.
Yes, and it's the one everybody types out. If I have a job and I'm not on welfare, do I even qualify for this? Short version, you'd be surprised who does. We settle it next scene in one look.
Hold that. Next up, the 2 doors into this program, one of which you might already be standing in without knowing it. So let's kill the biggest myth right now. The one that stops more people than any income limit ever does. The belief that this is welfare and that a paycheck locks you out.
And I get why people believe it. You work, you've never been on public assistance, so you assume the door is closed. It's a reasonable belief. It's also wrong, and it costs people a real benefit they're owed. There are 2 completely separate doors into LIHEAP. You only need to get through one of them.
Door 1 is an income test, and here's the phrasing that matters. Your state uses the higher of 2 lines, roughly 150% of the federal poverty level, or 60% of your state's median income.
That gets state-specific fast, and I don't want anyone guessing their own number. So I called in Marisol Vega, who knows this maze cold. Marisol, walk us in.
Glad to. The word people skip is higher. In a state with high living costs, 60% of the median income can sit well above the poverty line, so a household that assumed it earned too much is actually under the cap.
Careful. Higher of the 2 means more people qualify than think they do. That's the whole ball game.
You're right, Kai, and I buried it. Let me say it plainly. The rule picks whichever line lets more families in, not fewer. So run your actual number before you count yourself out.
Now door 2, and this is the shortcut nobody advertises. If anyone in your household already gets food stamps, that's SNAP, or cash aid, that's TANF or SSI, you may be automatically eligible. No income math at all.
One benefit unlocking another. That's the most efficient thing the system does all year.
And take this one to heart if you rent. People think LIHEAP is only for homeowners with a bill in their own name. Not true. If your heat or electricity is baked into your rent, you can still qualify. Bring your lease.
That renter piece is where I see the most money left on the table. The tenant assumes the landlord handles it, The landlord assumes the tenant does, and nobody applies. If I leave you with one thing, it's this: run your own number and apply as the renter. That's my whole case. Back to you.
One yes on either door, and you're in. Thanks, Marisol. That's who qualifies. Next, the question everyone actually opened this video for. How much does it pay? Before we keep going, one small favor that actually moves the needle. If this is landing for you, tap like, then subscribe, and turn on the bell so you do not miss the rest. 2 taps, completely free, and it pushes this in front of more people who need it.
Wrong question first. Everybody asks, what's the LIHEAP amount? There isn't one. There is no single national number, and anyone who quotes you one is guessing.
It genuinely varies, and for real reasons. Your state, your income, how many people are in the house, and what you heat with, oil versus gas versus electric, all move the figure. In a lot of states, the regular benefit lands in the low hundreds of dollars a year.
Low hundreds is the floor, though, not the ceiling.
Right, and here's why. The regular grant isn't the only money on the table. The crisis grant is a separate pool, and in a bad winter, the two can stack.
Think of it like a real household. Rosa, a retiree in Buffalo, New York, heats with gas through a long, brutal winter. Watch what the 2 grants do to one season's bill. And to be clear up front, these are example numbers, not a promise. Your state sets its own.
Start with the season. Rosa's heating bill for the winter runs about $1,800. That's the number keeping her up at night.
Regular grant comes off first. Say $500 in her state. That's paid straight to the utility, not to her.
Then a shutoff notice hits in February, and the crisis track opens. That's another $400, a completely separate approval from the first.
So an $1,800 winter drops to about $900 out of Rosa's pocket. Half the bill gone from 2 grants she almost didn't apply for.
Half the bill from a program she'd have sworn wasn't for her.
It's beautiful math, honestly.
It's a spreadsheet, Erica.
Okay, that one landed. Kay, I can see you sitting on a question people ask the second they see a number like that. Go ahead.
Does LIHEAP pay the whole bill or just a slice of it? Because Rosa still owes $900.
Just a part, and you should expect that. LIHEAP is designed to take the dangerous edge off the bill, not to erase it. Which is exactly why the last 2 scenes matter: how you claim it fast and how you stack it with other help to cover the rest.
So carry one rule out of this scene. Never take your number from a comment thread. Get it from your own state because it's the only place that knows your cap. Next, how to actually claim it before the money's gone. Here's where most people freeze. They believe the benefit, they think they qualify, and then they have no idea where to actually start. So let's remove that wall completely.
There are 3 front doors, and all 3 are free. Your state's own LIHEAP office, 1 national phone line, and the number 211. Pick whichever is easiest and you land in the same place.
The national line is the one to save in your phone right now. It's the National Energy Assistance Referral line, NEAR for short. The number is 1-866-674-6327. A live person routes you to your local office.
Or dial 211. Free, local, a real human. They connect you to energy help, rent help, and food banks in your own zip code.
And bring the right paperwork the first time so you don't get bounced. A photo ID, proof of your income, and a recent energy bill or a shutoff notice. You can see the exact page to start on right here. That's the clearinghouse. You select your state and it hands you your local office. 1 click and you're pointed at the right door instead of guessing.
Now the timing, because this is where good intentions die. The application seasons aren't open all year, and they don't all open on the same day.
Okay, so if heating season opens in the fall and the money is first come and it runs out mid-winter, hang on, let me count that out loud. That's a window that can slam shut in weeks, not months.
That's the whole reason we keep saying apply early. In many states, heating intake opens in the fall and runs towards spring, but the dates vary and the dollars are capped. The season can technically still be open while the money is already gone.
So the fastest hands win a share of a fixed pool. Waiting doesn't cost you a late fee, it costs you the whole grant.
Which is why the move is boring, and it works. The day you're worried, not the day the lights go out, you make one of those 3 calls. The relief is real, and it's faster than anyone tells you.
You know how to qualify, how much it pays, and how to claim it. Last piece, and it's the one that changes the whole picture. LIHEAP is not the only door, and you're allowed to use more than one. So picture one family, one energy bill, and 3 completely different doors sitting in front of them. LIHEAP, their utility company's own hardship program, and weatherization. The mistake is thinking they have to choose one. Let's put them on the table and figure out who each one is really for.
Door 1 we've covered. LIHEAP is the direct bill payment door. It fits the household that's income eligible and needs money on the account this month. It's the fastest cash relief of the 3, especially the crisis track.
Door 2 is the one people never think to ask for. Your own utility company almost certainly runs a hardship program, budget billing that flattens the winter spike, payment plans, sometimes forgiveness of past due balances. And here's who that fits. The family that's just over the LIHEAP income line. Too much income for the grant, still drowning in the bill.
So do you make people pick LIHEAP or the utility plan?
No, and that's the whole point. You stack them. LIHEAP pays a chunk. The utilities payment plan spreads whatever's left over into bites you can actually manage. And then the 3rd door goes after the bill itself.
Door 3, weatherization. That's the long game. Insulation, ceiling, sometimes a furnace repair, paid for so the house simply costs less to heat and cool next year. It fits the homeowner and renters too when the landlord signs off. It's the only door that shrinks the bill instead of just paying it.
Honestly, I'd knock on that door first.
First, somebody with the heat off can't wait months for insulation.
Fair, and that's the split. If your heat is off today, LIHEAP's crisis track wins, no argument. But for the family that just barely covers the bill every winter and never falls behind, weatherization is the one that actually ends the problem instead of renting them another season.
So it's not one answer, it's your situation. Which is why you ask about weatherization on the same call you make for the crisis grant. One phone call, both doors.
Now the honest caveat, because I won't sell this as free money forever. All 3 doors are limited. LIHEAP funds run out. Utility programs have their own caps. Weatherization has waitlists that can run long.
Which changes the instruction, not the answer. It doesn't mean don't bother. Go now and ask about all 3 in the same conversation before the season's money is spoken for.
So here's what I'd actually do. If the heat is off, LIHEAP crisis first, today. If you're income eligible, the regular grant right behind it. Your utilities hardship plan no matter what, especially if you're just over the line. And weatherization for the family tired of fighting the same bill every year. 3 doors, 1 phone call, and you walk through as many as will open. That's how a bill that used to break a household stops running the house. Here's the whole program in 4 facts. LIHEAP is a grant, not a loan. It pays heating and cooling. You qualify through income or through a benefit you already have, and the crisis track has to move in 48 hours, 2 days.
And the piece to hold onto is the stacking. LIHEAP, your utilities hardship plan and weatherization aren't rivals. Make 1 phone call, ask about all 3, and you can walk a scary winter bill down to something you can actually carry.
Next episode, we open the one nobody reads until the pipes freeze. Emergency rental and eviction help, and the deadline that quietly decides whether you keep your home.
If this turned a dreaded bill into a plan, subscribe. We're building the whole US benefits playbook, 1 door at a time. And hit like so it reaches the next family staring at a shutoff notice. And here's the one only you can answer. If you had to choose the very first door in a cold snap with the heat already off, which one would you knock on, and why? Tell us in the comments.
That wraps my side of it, and the panel covered the rest.
The future belongs to the people who studied for it, so go study. See you out there.
Leo, that belongs in the highlight reel. 9 out of 10. This is Professor Erica. Thanks for watching and signing off.